Welcome to another episode of FarmAnywhere's Grow Guide. Today we're going to be growing kale, 2 different varieties inside of our container farm. And because this is an R&D farm, we're also going to test out a new variety that we've never grown before. So we're going to be sowing the seed inside the media, the Rockwool, and we're going to do it quite a bit differently than what we've done in our previous videos, just to show you the different possibilities. And fun fact, we're not going to be doing it in the lobby this time. We're going to be doing it somewhere else, so stay tuned for that. So the varieties that we're going to be growing here is Blue Scott Kale, which is normally a winter crop, and Dwarf, and this is the one that we've been growing historically inside the container farm. Performs really well, but we're going to try a different sowing method just to kind of test out the density of this one right here. Fun fact, when we went to go buy this one at a local supplier right by our factory, the girl was super pleasant, helped us out with the purchase, and she said, hey, this is too late to put this into the soil. The season is over. And of course, we said, well, that's not a problem because we're going inside even in September. And so we're gonna get started right away and grow these 2 varieties. All right, so what we're gonna do different this time is that we're gonna fill the 10 by 20 tray with water first. We're actually gonna pH it to what we want, 5.8, and then we're gonna put the Rockwool on top. And so it won't be exactly perfect in terms of the pH in the Rockwool, but it'll be better than how we do it when we do large scale, where we just wet the Rockwool and call it a day. So it's kind of a good median between speed and efficiency versus kind of getting the pH that you want to get started. So let's get right into it. So we're just gonna put some hot water directly inside the tray here, and I'm gonna fill it at about 1 centimeter or 1/4 inch of water. And then once I get to that, I will use my Blue Lab pen. Any pH pen works, even the ones on Amazon, it's all pretty good as long as you keep it calibrated. I'm just gonna do my measurements. So right now out of the tab, it's 8.5. So I'm gonna put pH down and I'm gonna bring it down to 5.8. Then once that's done, then what we're gonna do is take our Rockwool pad, and I like to keep them nice and wrapped, so that way it kind of protects it. But you could get them also already unwrapped, and I'm just gonna drop it right there inside the Rockwool, like that. And then I'm just gonna do one more pass and just make sure that it's fully wet to receive the seeds. So let's say, for example, you have a bigger team working inside the container farm, and someone is also harvesting, but you need to sow some seeds as well too. There's a way of doing it that no one crosses over each other, because every time you're operating inside any commercial operation, whether it's inside a container farm, a greenhouse, or even the outdoor field, like in tractors, for example, you never want to really like move for no reason or cross paths with someone, because that slows down. Do that 100 times a day, it all adds up. And so the best practice when you have multiple people inside the farm is to have one person in the nursery that does the sowing and also takes the new seedling and brings them into the main grow room. And then you have someone in the grow room that's harvesting and packaging it in the lobby, and therefore no one ever crosses paths with each other. So that's what we're gonna show you today. So we have it all wet. We're gonna take our seeds and go into the nursery. All right, so we're in the back here of the container farm in the nursery section. So the nursery section is made to accommodate a variety of different growing styles. So for our growing style right now, there's more space than we need. It's a little bit oversized for what we're doing right now. And some customers also may want to not have a rack, but also have a work surface, just to kind of do the sitting in the back. And that's 100% doable. You can do that if you'd like to. In our case, I set up just a bigger 10 tray where we put our 10 by 20 tray for seating in, and that's what I'm going to use as my work surface right away. So we have this tool here that we're developing in-house that eventually will come with the container farms, and it's to help not only make the holes a little bit bigger for the Rockwool, but also to seed faster. So I'll just show you guys how it works, and it's still an R&D product, but basically I just line myself up like this, and I press down. And then I can take my seed. So we have Kale Dwarf. We're gonna do a bit differently this time in terms of the seeding, and just drop him into each of the holes. And you can kind of see the difference here once we're done, how big the size of the holes are. So we're gonna take 2 seeds per hole this time, per plant site. Normally we used to do 1, and we're gonna test out to see if we have higher density, if we have better performance. So I'm just gonna put it in my palm of my hand like that, and then I can just drop it like so. And doing it with gloves is for sure more difficult. It slows you down a little bit. It's kind of tempting sometimes to not have gloves, but if you want to follow good agricultural practices, for sure having gloves help. But if you have any other tricks, comment below what the trick is, and we're going to try it out on camera. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that with the entire tray here and get back to you when it's done. So what's interesting with this is that we have two little tabs here. We could just push up and it comes right out. And the seeds, because there's a hole in it, the seed stays in the tray. And so we're gonna move to the next one right here, push right down, perfect. And then sometimes seeding with gloves is a little bit difficult. So we have the seeding tool here. We don't really use this part, just enough so I can grab it and put it into each of the sites. We're gonna be using the other seed variety, the Blue Scott Kale. And for this one, we're only gonna seed one at a time, just because we don't know, right? This is an unknown, so at least we can guarantee ourselves some yield, and as we get data and we know more about it, then we can start adding some complications to help us make better decisions when it comes to optimizing our grow operation. Okay, so now that we finished seeding, I'm gonna take a cover and cover it up right here. Close the vents, make sure that the vents are closed, and then we're gonna put on a heated mat. One thing that we forgot to do, which normally we would like to do at the very beginning in case we do multiple trays, you don't wanna be mixing and matching, is to tag the trays first. And so if you're following good agricultural practices, you probably have a lot number that you're gonna keep track of which seeds come from where and so on and so forth. And we can kind of do a tutorial on that later. But in our case, we're not doing that. We're only gonna track what the seed is, what the company is, and the date of sowing first, and be able to just stick it on top here so we can keep track of it. And this sticker, we also remove it and we put it on the main trays, and it kind of follows the seed along the way. So we're gonna do that right now. So this is what it looks like. So basically I put the seed manufacturer, the date of sowing, Kale, and the lot number. So we're just gonna put this here and glue it right at the front so that we can keep track of it just like so. And then move it on its place like that. And there you go. Some people on the tagging side, they like to also put the date that it's supposed to be transferred from the seeding into the main grow room. There's no one size fits all. You kind of create your own operating procedures when it comes to that, but tracking is important, so you could stay also on schedule and could kind of keep track of the performance. And that's it. That's how you sow kale seeds inside Rockwool media and preparing them to bring them into the main grow room. That's what we're going to be doing on the next video. So if you want to see that, and also packaging, harvesting, and the comparison between the two varieties, as well as us sowing 2 seeds versus 1 seed and what the performance is, subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, because we're going to come out with that very, very soon. Also, if you have any comments, write them below. We'll try our best to reply back to them as much as possible. We're doing a bunch of really cool stuff on social media as well. The links are down in the description. Follow us and to see more, and see you on the next video.